Vicky, continue.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see so many people join so early. For those of you who are just getting on now, we will start in a few minutes, but I just wanted to let you know we see you and thank you. And we got maybe a minute to go and then we will start. Okay, so welcome to our newest edition of In the Kitchen, Savor the Season. My name is Brenda Dash, for those of you who do not know who I am, and I'm the Senior Wellness Education Manager for WorkWell NYC. And hopefully everybody here knows who WorkWell NYC is, but if not, let me just give you a little summary of who we are and what we do for you. So WorkWell NYC is the city's worksite wellness program, and we're here to help you live well as work well. Our goal is to create work sites that make it easier for our employees to live healthy, active lifestyles. And as we all know, health is not just the abstinence of disease. Health is physical, mental, financial, emotional, and we know that health exists on a spectrum. So we are here for you with health and well-being resources and programs to help you move more, eat well, be well, and take action to prevent disease no matter where you are on your health journey. We're also committed to addressing matters of inequity and providing platforms to educate and develop solutions for overall wellness, both in and out of work. So welcome. And as I shared, this is our first session of our new series of In the Kitchen. And I always want to bring to the table our chef, Karen, from Beautifully Fed. But a new addition, we heard you last season. You said, well, it would be nice if maybe you incorporated city employees. And we said, oh, we like that. And many of you have been an unofficial sous chef, meaning that you've provided instruction or you helped Karen off camera. So we said, well, let's make it official this season. So we're inviting volunteers to participate in our program. And this year, or this season, sorry, session one, Tatiana Woodburn from OCME. She's a Special Projects and Wellness Coordinator in the Health and Safety Wellness Unit, volunteered to participate. So if you all can give her a beautiful welcome. And yeah, we're excited about session one. So thank you, Tatiana.
Yes, of course. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So I am going to step back. I'm going to pass the baton on to Tatiana and she will introduce the series and then we will start cooking.
Yes, Tatiana, you've got the mic.
Perfect. Thank you, Brenda. And thank you, Karen, for letting me be the first official virtual sous chef. So we'll start by talking about why seasonal produce can be such a smart and nourishing choice, especially for the environment as well. So, eating fruits and vegetables that are in season offer many benefits to you and the environment. Seasonal foods taste fresher and more nutritious and are more nutritious. They are typically are more affordable as they are in abundance. In addition, they support local farmers while helping reduce the negative impact on the environment associated with shipping food over long distances. So for the In the Kitchen Savor the Season cooking demo series, Work Well and Beautifully Fed will highlight recipes that use some of your favorite seasonal fruits, herbs, and veggies. Right.
Yes,
So now,
good.
yeah, so now that we explored the benefits of eating seasonally, we'll take a closer look of what's actually in season right now. So some of the fruits and veggies that are in season during the summer months includes berries, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, cucumbers, tomatoes, beets, stone fruits, my personal favorite, which include peaches, apricots, plums, and nectarines. So just some fun facts: cucumbers are only 17 calories per cup and are made up of 95% water. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a compound known to promote heart health. A cup, sorry, 1 cup serving of strawberries supply more vitamin C than an orange. And lastly, to know when a melon is ripe, look at the yellow spot at the bottom of the fruit. A slightly creamy yellowish color indicates that it's ripe and ready to be eaten,
Mm.
which we love. So now I know that we're going to explore 2 exciting new recipes led by Karen. So I hand it over to you.
Definitely. Hello, everybody. Thanks, Sharona, for being on camera. Who else is here on camera with us? And I understand that not everybody can because you're, you know, working and whatnot. But it really does make a difference when you can show up so we could see you. So we're gonna be making 2 things today, both featuring watermelon, like Tatiana said. And who here, particularly people of color, who shy away from eating watermelon in public? I've heard that's a thing.
Oh,
Do any of you shy away from it? It's kind of why I decided to make these recipes a little bit more quote unquote elevated to the bougie ones to make them encourage them to eat watermelon in public. Apparently, because of the stigma of watermelon in black folks, there's some black folks I've heard that don't like to eat watermelon in public. They just don't want to be a stereotype. And I get that. And watermelon is delicious and it is our birthright. And we deserve to eat it no matter where we are. And so I want to bring that back and take away the shame and introduce these 2 recipes. So the first one is a watermelon spritz. It's we like to make fresh juices here and make it so that it's simple and not super complicated. And really what it is, even if you're not taking the exact fruit, if you don't have it, and you just have, orange juice, 100% juice, the key is to look for 100% juice and then mix it. Half the juice, half seltzer water, some sort of sparkling water, and then maybe a squeeze of lime, citrus, mint. And if you want, what I'm doing right now is I'm adding a touch of ginger to it because ginger is just so vibrant and so many good anti-inflammatory properties to ginger. And it just like, have you guys ever made a juice and then added ginger ale to it? Or made a drink? It adds a
I
little
have.
juice. Yeah, Tatiana, you know what I'm talking about. So the fresh ginger is what does that. That's where ginger ale comes from, right? So we do it with ginger. Growing up, my mom always added ginger to juices that she made for us, mixed drinks. And so I'm doing that now. So I'm taking my ginger and I'm peeling the skin, which is actually really thin. It looks like it's a rough, it looks kind of knob, right? It looks a little rough to deal with. Knobby edges and whatnot, but you take a spoon and then the spoon gets really around the knob so nicely, so easily. And the skin is actually pretty thin. So it cuts it just like that. Okay, so I'm doing that so that I can get a paper towel. You can use a box grater, or since I'm not making that much, I'm just going to use my microplane zester here. This microplane zester. And I'm using this camera and I'm just going to zest it. Tatiana, tell me if you've got difficulty seeing me and I'll move my camera or move myself.
I would say move a little bit closer to the watermelon.
Okay,
If
that's what I thought. let me do this until I'm ready for the watermelon. Watermelon, you're gonna have to take a back seat for me. We'll go here.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So this is me just grating the ginger directly onto my paper towel because I'm going to use the paper towel to squeeze the ginger flesh and release the juice. And that way I don't have to bite chunks of ginger because as delicious as the juice is, the flesh, not so much to me. Speaking of the flesh not being so great for me, it's really texture. Some people, especially children, and even as adults, there are things that we don't like to eat because of the texture of it, right? Like some of us are very sensitive to textures, whether it's smooth or rough. And so for me as a kid, I did not like watermelon. I just like it didn't taste, I could taste like the flesh of it, and it was not smooth enough for me, and I did not enjoy it at all. So I wouldn't eat it. And you know what? There's some skin on this, but because it's organic and because I know I'm just gonna squeeze it anyway and release the juice, I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm just gonna grate it as is. I'm finished grating it, and I'm gonna squeeze it into my cup right here. What's my point? But as we get older, our taste buds change, and that's why it's always a good idea to it's always a good idea to try things again and again in different ways by different people, taste it because one day as an adult, I was just like, yeah, let me try this watermelon. I don't like watermelon, but okay, let me see. It was actually in a salad and I loved it. The flavor, everything, the texture didn't bother me as much as before. And so what I'm gonna do is this is the blender that I'm gonna use to blend our situation. And so I'm just gonna squeeze this directly into it and watch.
Nice. And I do have a question, Karen. How do you typically store your ginger? Because I know some people say refrain from using it in the fridge, keep it outside and like room temperatures.
Yeah, I used to keep mine room temperature, and we were talking before you guys came on, you guys, we were learning about the heritage of each of us, me, Tatiana, and Brenda. And Tatiana and I learned we've got something in common, Haiti. And one of your parents is from Haiti, right? For
Yes,
me,
my mom.
my ex-husband, a Haitian American. But his mom born in Haiti, born and raised. And so she which taught me to put my ginger in the freezer to keep
Oh,
it because it lasts longer. Also, it's firmer, and so it grates really easily when it's frozen like this, and it lasts long. Because for me, I love ginger. I use it a lot, but for what you buy, I don't use all of it, and so it would
yeah.
it would spoil on me. And so she saw that was like put it in the freezer, and it's been the best. I try to use it within the first couple of months though, because after a while it does kind of dilute the taste, which just means I end up using more of it, which is fine. But yeah, that's how I store it. What about you?
Ah, I just learned something new. I would just store it. First, I was storing it in the fridge, and I don't think that worked out too well. So I tried at
Yeah,
room temperature, but I feel like the shelf life definitely would be better in the freezer. So
right?
I'll use that too.
Okay. So now you guys, now I got my ginger out of the way and it's in here, I'm going to cut this watermelon. So I sliced it in half, right? It's a whole big watermelon sliced in half. And then what I did is I hello. I sliced it vertical slices going like this. And now I'm going to turn it and we're going to slice it this way to get spears. Who here slices their watermelon like this or has a different technique for slicing watermelon? Tell me. And I'm going to show you what makes this so cool, particularly if you're going to not just cook with it or drink with it, but you're going to serve it to eat with family and friends. Ah, my Israeli friend, I swear they eat a lot of watermelon, and he showed me how to cut it like this. The only thing is it falls apart. There's got to be a better way. But anyway, I'm gonna have one more slice, and then you guys get the idea. Make sure your knife is really sharp.
Okay.
It's
We
just
do
sharp.
have Shamara. She did mention that she also juices her watermelon with ginger. And
Yeah.
we have a few people that took your word of advice to store it in the fridge. I mean, the freezer. Sorry.
Yeah. So look,
Oh, beautiful.
ha 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 ha, beautiful, right? And I'm greedy, so I love to eat while I cook. But it's also a good idea, particularly when you're cooking with the seasons. You want to taste what you're dealing with, because oftentimes the fruit is already sweet enough. You don't want to add. You don't need to add much more sugar, if any. So it's always good to see how it is, and this is pretty sweet. You know what? She knows who said that. Karen is dancing. Must be good. Who was it that said that?
Amani.
Amani
Rambo.
knows.
Yeah.
Y'all, like my body does not lie. If the food is good, my body responds. It's like it's involuntary. I can't help it. So this is good.
And
Oh,
A.E. Brooks did ask, well, she did say that I love how sharp your knife is. So can you share which one you are using?
I didn't hear you.
A.E. Brooks just wants to know what type of knife that you are using because
Um,
it's very sharp.
Very sharp. It also helps to sharpen it.
Oh,
I sharpen it. Ideally, if you cook a lot, you want to sharpen it before every use. So I use this Wusthof knife sharpener I found on Amazon. I used to use the old school one, but it takes too long. And it's yeah, this is just easier. And this is the knife. I have like another. Is it Wusthof? I have another Wusthof. Anyway, point is, this I bought at Target. Cuisinart. It's 7.5 inches. It works really well. It cuts really well. I'm able to sharpen it. I like that it's just like one piece. So it's easy to clean. There's nothing going into crevices that I gotta like get out later. Like it's a very solid piece of appliance. All right. So now I'm gonna move this out of the way, you guys. And I'm going to take this and this, and we're gonna put our watermelon pieces in it. So who's got the recipe in front of them? Tell me what this recipe requires. It's really just.
I do have the recipe in front of me, but before we move on to that, there was someone that did want to get your opinion on seedless watermelon.
I'm heartbroken, y'all. I'm heartbroken in all the ways our food system ruins things and ruins what grows naturally in the ground. Watermelon has black seeds in it. Why they had to remove the black seeds, I've got no idea. And I go looking for the black seeds and I can't find it. So that's why it's really good to, find your local growers, to get connected with them, see, what they're growing and buy from them directly, because you cannot find watermelon with seeds in the supermarkets. It's annoying. Like, why? What did they do?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Pure is always best, right? Like unadulterated. Unadulterated.
Yes,
I want
well
that.
said.
And I just wanted to add, I think we have a class participating today. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a couple of people, Giselle, if I'm pronouncing your name correct. So if we do have a class of participants, we just want to say hello and thank you for joining.
What do you mean a class of participants? Class of where? What
Class
class?
of students, it looks like, who may be
Oh,
participating
really?
with us. Yes.
A bit. Guys, where are you hailing from? And what got you gathered together? Talk to us. Are there cameras on? I can't see them.
No, the camera was on. It's off now.
Okay. That's how you knew, Brenda. You were peeking in. All right. I'm squeezing in some lime juice because I think when you've got sweet, it's always nice to have a little bit of tartness in there too. And now I'm just gonna close this up and make it go. Okay, come on.
From
Okay.
SBS.
What's that?
Oh, small business services.
Really?
I believe so.
Why? Why? You're working close. Right?
You're correct, Tatiana. Small business services.
Nice.
Because watermelon is 90% water, it takes nothing to juice it. And if the blender didn't work, I would have simply poured it into my bowl, used my hand mixer, and gone to town. It would have been fine. So I'm going to I've got my ice in I'm gonna taste it just a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah. And while you taste, Simone did mention that watermelon, blueberries, and lemon juice is a delicious combination. And Wing also gave us some advice of using perhaps a cheesecloth to squeeze out the ginger juice than a paper towel since it's less
Yeah,
absorbent.
that's observant. He's absolutely right. Use a cheesecloth if you have one. And I'm always looking for ways, like if you don't want to go out and buy a cheesecloth or where to get a cheesecloth, like to make it simple for people. But certainly a cheesecloth does release more of the juice for you. So it's cost effective if you happen to have one on hand. So I'm adding some honey to it because the ginger and the lemon juice did, you know, add some tart, add some spice. So I'm gonna do like this and watch. Oh, but it's good though. It's really good. Yeah. While that's going, I'm gonna get my glass. And my nip please. Right. Okay. And now all that's needed to do is I have fresh mint leaves. I'm gonna pour this into here. Because what I want to do is muddle to release the flavor of the mint really well. Like my person with the cheesecloth. Who mentioned the cheesecloth? Who was that? Because I bet he knows.
It was Wing.
It was Wayne. Wayne, I bet you know one or two things about muddling. Yeah, you strike me as fancy. Someone who knows what a
Someone who has a
cheesecloth is.
cheesecloth, yeah.
Knows a little something about muddling and cooking. He said, was
He
that
said no.
he said
Yeah, he
no?
said no, sorry.
Okay. So muddling is when you get the essence, the oils out of the herbs by using like a mortar or pestle type situation and going like this to like really to bruise it. You're bruising it to like break it up a little bit. And it's different than just cutting it, because you cut it into pieces and now you got these pieces of mint in your mouth that nobody really wants. But also it just like, and I know it's working because the aroma is just like hitting me. Oh, I love it. I love fresh herbs, you guys. Oh my God. Who here cooks with fresh herbs or adds it to their drinks and things? I'm even loving that when you go to when I go out and have a cocktail, let's say, more and more bartenders are incorporating like herbs into their drinks, which is so lovely. So it's just delicious and it's just a lovely experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pilar mentioned that they do it all the time. Didn't know it had a name.
Yeah, muddling. That's what it's called. All right. So I'm gonna add my ice. I had my glass. Another tip: I put my glass in the freezer to stay nice and cool for me. It'll be a nice, refreshing drink. So I just made enough.
Yeah.
Oh my, yes, this is good. This is really good, you guys. Make this, please make this.
And it can be
add-
prepared so quickly, which is great.
Say it again.
And it can be prepared so quickly.
Exactly. Which is a nice, nice touch. And if I wanted, I can go like this. Ta-da! Little fancy situation.
Fancy, yeah.
All right, y'all. So next up is watermelon salad with goat cheese. Another one of my
Delicious.
favorites. Oh, I love this salad so much. It's my favorite thing. Tim, I'm gonna put this back in the fridge because I'll pass it later. It's one of my favorite things to make to bring to a picnic or a dinner party or a barbecue. Because it looks fancy, it tastes delicious, and people think like you took forever to make it. And it's like it's easy. Watch us do this. How much time do we have? Speaking of.
Time is 1:25, so maybe, what do we think? 25 minutes?
5 minutes, 30 minutes. All right, let's do it. So where do I start? I'm gonna start with my watermelon. Let's bring you back out here. Let's finish cutting you up. There's got to be an easier way. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna finish cutting you up. This recipe also calls for fresh rosemary. Rosemary also does like I have a dream, you guys, of having a home by a beach and having rosemary bushes like walk leading me from from my home to the beach. And whenever I walk it, like just the aroma of it just makes me so happy. It makes me feel like cooking, eating, enjoying life. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
I'm going to do this. So the recipe calls for, who here has a recipe? Talk to me. This is a trap.
I do have the recipe in front of me, but there's some questions in the chat. Roseanne does want to know if there's a good alternative to goat cheese in this recipe.
No cheese could work. Also I've seen folks do it with Parmesan cheese. You could do it with mozzarella. I do it with feta. Feta actually is the most popular that I would see at a restaurant if they have a watermelon salad. Most of them will have a feta cheese with it, which is also really nice. It has, I would recommend feta or the Parmesan. I feel like that cheese gets lost, the flavor of it. Like Parmesan is delicious, but I think the watermelon kind of overpowers it, so it's pointless. Mozzarella doesn't have much flavor to count on, to really balance the watermelon. So that's waste. That's pointless too. So the feta cheese is what I would do. That or no cheese.
Nice. That's what also someone else in the chat also uses. Wing.
Yeah.
They use feta cheese and mint.
See, look at that. And I'm glad, Wayne, I was able to teach you something about muddling. Look at that. 'Cause you know some things about cooking, which is really cool. All right, I'm just gonna cut this up really quickly. Just a
Yes.
few
So the recipe does call to cut the watermelon in cubes and place it in the bowl.
Okay. So that's the part we're doing right now. Cubing up my spears. And it also list out the different ingredients that are in this for me, Tatiana, please.
Of course. So in the actual salad itself, you'll have the balsamic rosemary vinaigrette, of course, some sprigs of rosemary leaves, a bunch of arugula, one
Yeah.
teaspoon of coarse sea salt, of course, the watermelon, star of the show, 2 ounces of fresh goat cheese, some cracked black pepper, and then also some red pepper flakes.
Yum. And the rosemary vinaigrette is really the star of this. It's what makes this kind of sing. And it's a great vinaigrette. You know how to make we always encourage you to make your own vinaigrettes because look at what the ingredients are of this vinaigrette. And then I dare you, go to the supermarket, find a dressing, look at the ingredients and see what foolishness they put in there. Because all a vinaigrette is 3 parts oil, 1 part acid, and then some herbs, some salt, some spice, and you're done. Anything else is preservatives, additives, fillers, so that they can, it costs them less to produce and they can charge you more. So this is why we always encourage you guys to cook for yourselves, cook for each other, and be mindful about what goes into your food, because this is where we have all of our control. It is. They want us to think that health is, for the rich, and you've got to have all these different doctors and this, these people, a weight loss advisor and a this and a that. And no, you don't need any of that. Trust yourself, trust your body. Your body knows what it needs. Listen to what it likes, what it doesn't like. And when you can, cook more often than you eat out and cook for each other. It's good for you. Or eat
I
somebody who
agree.
likes to cook for you.
Yes. And someone does have a question in the chat. Any ideas what to do with the rinds?
People pickle them. I don't. But you just reminded me. I now that I've got so much of this, I might. There are recipes out there for pickling. Who here is a rind pickler? Teach me. Talk to us.
I see a rind composter.
Ooh,
Shamaro mentioned that she composes her rinds.
that's a thing. Composting is really important. Good stuff. I live in Florida, y'all, and Florida is new to me, and they're not as hip on things like what's good for the environment and composting and as the rest of us. So we're learning. Shout out net. I don't know where to go here for composting yet, but I just started to like connect with some people who are into what I'm into. So I'm really excited about exploring with them.
Nice, nice. And Shamara did ask, have you ever tried pickled rinds? Are they tasty?
I've had them. They're really good. I've never done it myself, but I've had them. It's very bright and like I like sour things. I like, that, and they made it spicy and it was good. It really transformed it. It's very different than, the sweet watermelon. So it's a really nice experience. I love it. Try it, try it, try it. If you see it somewhere in a recipe or somebody's offering it to you, just taste it. See what you think. And then let me know. Right. I'm done with the watermelon. That's a lot of watermelon, Karen. I get a little carried away. I do that. But I'm taking out the white parts because we don't need that. Got it.
Nice. Oh, we have some more questions in the chat.
Oh, please.
So
Listen, talk.
Pilar did
Hold
ask,
on.
yeah,
I'm glad you're typing in the chat, but I want to make sure you all also know it's allowed to just come off mute and talk to us. If you
yes,
hear your voice too. All right. So FYI. But yeah, the chat is fine. Talk to me.
yeah.
Say
So
what?
Pilar did ask, is it safe to eat? I guess she's concerned of the potential of exposure of pesticides.
That's a good point. We were always talking in the class about wanting to buy organic when possible, and then again, not everything is required to be organic. There's a list called the dozen. What's it? Why can I think right now? But there's a list by the Environmental Working Group that puts out the 12 fruits and vegetables that are best to be purchased organic. And everything else
Wow.
doesn't necessarily have to be. And the reason primarily is because the toxins enter through the skin. And so skins where we are eating the skin, like apples and stuff, will always be on that list. Things like the watermelon, we're not usually, it wouldn't be on that list. But when you're eating the rinds, the rind is closer to the skin, so there is more potential for getting those toxins into you. And so if you are interested in eating the rinds, then yes, you want to be sure that you're eating organic. Something.
Ah, okay. I see Pilar mentioned it's called Dirty Dozen and
Thank you,
Ledema.
Pilar. My mind sometimes goes away. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The Environmental Working Group, EWG, puts out the Dirty Dozen to let you know what are the dozen most toxic fruits and vegetables out there and to buy them organic. They let you know what they are. So pay attention to that. The EWG also shares lists about like fishes and things and why you want to eat salmon that's wild and so forth. So it's a good place to go to if you're really concerned about like what to eat and what's the best thing and when to buy it, where to buy it. That's a great
Nice.
source.
And
Cool.
last question. Amani does want to know in terms of the pickling of the rinds, like how do you bite through it and does it remain hard after pickling, I'm presuming?
It softens a little bit. It's kind of like when you add vinegar to anything. Who remembers that? There was a what you call it? Seventh grade science project that I'm remembering, like literally seventh grade that where you pickle or you add vinegar to a chicken bone, and all of a sudden it gets bendy and whatnot, right? Who here
Oh,
knows about that? We did that in school. So the point of that, me sharing it right now, is because adding vinegar, adding acid to a thing will tenderize it. It'll make it so it's not so hard. So it'll be easier to eat. It has a nice texture. It still has a little crunch, but it has a nice texture. Try it, try it, try it, try it. Good try.
nice.
Cool. All right. So now we're making our thing. So like I said, a vinaigrette, 3 parts olive oil, 1 part acid. In this case, it's a balsamic vinegar that I'm using. So I'm using extra virgin olive oil because extra virgin has the flavor. And I think I had water in this. So, all right, let's do this. 3 parts.
Yeah. So Karen's adding 3/4 cups of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Then she'll be adding some black pepper, sea salt, red pepper flakes, garlic, Dijon mustard, honey, and then the sprigs of rosemary.
Oh yeah. Hey, all right. Got my balsamic vinegar here. just gonna use a fork to mix this. This is also a great vinaigrettes are good to make inside of a jar. So if you've got kids, because then you could just give it to them, seal it really, make sure you seal it really well, and just have them go to town. And it makes them feel like they are the star of the show. They've got something to do, and I bet you they're more inclined to eat whatever it is that they're made with that vinaigrette. I'm telling you, if your child doesn't like broccoli, have them make the vinaigrette for the broccoli and pour it on top. 9 times out of 10, that kid wants to taste the broccoli at least. Like I made that. So, little tip for you. Okay, so there's that. How much of my mustard do I want? It's like 3 tablespoons. What is
It
it?
says 1 tablespoon of
Yay.
mustard, 2 tablespoons of honey.
1 tablespoon of mustard, 2 tablespoons of what?
Of honey.
That's where it was. Oh, good. I love it when the tablespoon can actually fit inside the jar, you guys. That's just helpful. Okay.
And do you use a particular type of mustard that may be just more, I guess, less preservatives or any additives?
I do. I like Dijon mustard. It's got like the grains of the mustard seeds in it.
Mm.
See? And I'd read you the ingredients, but I got my contacts and I can't see. No, there's no way. I can't help you. But it's a short list, I can tell you that. So now honey. So squeeze everything. One. You guys know the trick about getting honey not to stick to a thing that you're pouring it in, right? The key is to rinse. If I was smart, I would have rinsed the tablespoon with water first, and that way it doesn't stick to it and it would slide right out. Stop that.
Oh, that's something new. I just learned.
Yeah. I'm all about the tricks. What makes it easy to cook? Speaking of what makes it easy to cook, it's similar to dressing. Who here gets stressed out about cooking? Like, the idea of just cooking, oh, I don't want to do it. You, Tatiana, who else? Any other hands up or things in the chat? What are folks saying?
Let's see. Yes, Catherine says yes. Amani agrees.
What is it that stresses you out? What is it that you think it does it for you primarily?
Please. Well, for me personally, I think it's the perfectionism of the result. I think in terms of like, especially with recipes, I'm like, I got to follow it to a T. But then sometimes it's like our own taste buds should be leading the way versus what the recipe says, right?
Exactly. Totally. It should. And what does the other person in the chat say?
I'm curious. Catherine mentioned the
It's
time. My
fine.
husband is the cook and I am the cleaner.
It's nice.
Amani mentioned I would rather eat than do the work of cooking. Okay, so you guys are both aligned.
Love that. That's fair. I'm tasting. Add a little bit more. Balsamic, but this is just about right. Ooh.
And I do see a hand up. Shelly, did you have your hand up? Did you want to ask the question?
Oh, while we wait for the hand to go up, I want to finish my thought about what it is for me. I used to be really frustrated about cooking. Like I like the idea of cooking. I like making my own foods, or the thought of it anyway, before I started making my own foods. But there was always a resistance to me getting in the kitchen. And then I realized that what it was I only thought about cooking when I was starving and needed to feed myself. And then because I'm hungry, get into the kitchen and think about that now you gotta wait for it to be made. You gotta be the one to make it. Like it was just like ah! And then it finally hit me, honey. Well, if you're hungry, feed yourself and then make something to eat. And it sounds counterintuitive, but that's what works. And so honestly, when we would do our cooking classes in person, these classes, we would have snacks. We'd have snacks out for you guys to eat because do not cook when you're hungry. Just don't do that. You don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Don't try to cook when you're hungry because you're just gonna be pissed off. And that energy is gonna go into the food and it's not gonna taste good anyway. So don't even no. Eat something, feed yourself, snack, and then make something. Look, and even like the viscosity of this, look at that. That's delicious. I'm gonna taste it. I think this is done. I think all I need to do is add some salt and And rosemary to it, right, honey? And red pepper
Yeah,
flakes?
salt. Yeah, some black pepper. But Shelly also mentioned that she does have a lot of critics, so I guess that may hinder her from
Mm.
exploring.
Yes, I have a few cooks in the family that are very critical.
Oh
So
boy.
I'm the one that just eats and just I just step back. But when I do cook, it comes out good. So it's very
Oh boy.
far and few between, but that I do cook, but when I do cook, it comes out good.
Yeah, good for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And for you, Tatiana, who is saying, you're very, you like to like follow the recipes to the letter and you're very like critical of yourself. I encourage you to play with your food and to take the
Okay.
recipe as a guideline. Like it's made for the person who created it likes it that way. You got different taste buds, you're gonna like different things. Just try it. It's good, particularly when you're a new cook and you're still learning like what things go together. Use it as a guide. Do it the way that it is. And then as you taste it, if you don't like it, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. You people who here come to these classes, they know whatever's in the recipe I'm gonna end up judging it up when I'm here because I'm playing with my food. Play with your
Yeah.
food, and it's what comes to me in the moment. Like even the juice that we made just now, lime isn't in it. I didn't say add lime because I wasn't thinking about it, and ginger wasn't in it, but I had it in front of me. Like, you know what? This is going in there. So play with it. Think about the flavors that you enjoy, what you have handy, and do that. And particularly when I first started teaching myself to cook, I taught myself to cook on Food Network. I
Oh,
watched I was getting my master's in public health. Um, my mom had just died. I had just gotten married, so I was home doing it from doing my work from home, doing my work on the computer, and was newly married to a guy who apparently did not enjoy going out to eat, which somehow I missed that. Didn't realize that was his thing. So we would in between arguing about who was cooking or whatever. I was like, let me just watch these shows. So at first, I was just watching the shows, and the shows were watching me. And then one day I was like, well, I'm watching it and I've got food in my, why don't I just try to cook a thing? So that's how I learned to cook. I would just start trying different things and then adding my own thing. And my point that I'm making is in the very beginning, I was to the letter, like you, Tatiana, to the point where if I was out of an ingredient or I didn't have it, I'd stop everything and go buy it.
yeah, that sounds like me.
So try to resist that and look to see what can you use as a substitute. Like what, you know, and just see, even if it's a watermelon salad, there'd be a point where like, wow, I have no watermelon. I can't tell what could you make it with like a cantaloupe salad, a different type of melon? What do you have? Like play with it, think about it, right?
Nice. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, Wing just said the same thing. If you follow the recipe down to the details, just substitute. If there's no substitute, just skip it.
Give it, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might even taste better. All right, this is done. So now we got to do is assemble. Let me find a pretty bowl to put everything in. I thought I had the pretty bowl out. So I've got my, do you guys like, do you like arugula? Arugula and spinach are my favorite greens that I'll use. I use, when I'm cooking, I'll do collards or, like I said, my family's from Jamaica. So kalu is also a cooked green that I use. But when I'm doing fresh, I just love the peppery taste of arugula. There's a bite to it. There's a crispness to it. It's really nice. So now I'm just going to add, I like to use my hands. I'm going to add these cubes of watermelon.
Yes. Catherine and Amani agree with you. They both all
Right?
love arugula, and I do as well.
So delicious, so delicious. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add my cheese. Again, if you don't have goat cheese, use feta cheese and try it. You might have some other cheeses you like better. If you have goat cheese, they're doing their, what do they call it? Um Unadulterated, right? Unadulterated goat cheese. But they're adding like herbs and things to goat cheese now, honey to goat cheese. Just make sure you're reading the ingredients and see what else is in there. But if it's truly just goat cheese plus some herbs and you trust it, use that for a little added flavor. Why not? I want to do that. And then I'm going to drizzle. And then black pepper. I love cracked black pepper just because it has more flavor than the powdered version. And my red pepper flakes. What you got? Here. Oh, I know I forgot something, you guys. It still tastes good though. I usually add fresh garlic to my vinaigrette.
Ah,
I forgot to mince it. I'll add
yum.
it later. It's fine. Watch. This is gonna taste delicious. Delicious.
How do you feel about minced garlic, like in the jar? I know some people that's like a nice alternative, but I prefer the fresh garlic because I feel like it's just more fragrant.
Exactly. Same. And I'm also about doing what makes the most sense for you, what will encourage you to cook. You know, if you're tired, you had a long day, and it's just easier to grab the garlic that's already minced for you versus not having any garlic at all. Okay, get the minced garlic. But also read the ingredients, make sure that all it is minced garlic. That there are not a lot of preservatives, if any, in there. There probably will be because it's a jarred situation. But yeah, just get it to be as fresh as possible is what I ask, and compare brands and see. All right, you ready for me to taste this?
Yes, it looks delicious.
Ready to see how I'm gonna dance? Oh, it smells amazing. Mmm. Yeah, it's sweet from the watermelon, a little bit of honey. It's peppery, not just from the arugula, but also the red pepper flakes I added, and it's just yummy. And the rosemary. I think I add a little bit more rosemary to this. And when I
Nice.
store this, I'll store it in a jar. I will add, where's my sprig? No. I likely will take a whole sprig of rosemary and put it in there because over time the rosemary imparts even more of the rosemary nick of it into the dressing. And it's really good.
Nice.
I'm missing
Yeah.
something.
I see Shamara mentioned that you can always jar your own garlic in a mason jar with olive oil.
Yes, that part.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Shamara.
Thank you, Shamara. Yes, y'all, we can make our own jarred situations. Just cut up a lot of it yourself ahead of time, part of your meal prep, and pour some olive oil over top and store that baby. And then you've got your own jarred garlic and you know exactly what's in it. Exactly what's in it. Brilliant. That's brilliant. Similarly with herbs, you guys, to make herbs last long because also, you know, they're perishable. They're live things. And what you could do is you cut it up, you mince it, and then you pour it into like a mini ice cube tray, if you have mini ice cube trays, and then or not even mini, like regular ice cube trays. And then you put the combination in there and you put olive oil over top and you freeze it. And now you've got like olive oil cubes of herbs that you could then
Yeah.
use later in whatever you want. You could put that same cubed olive oil into a pot on the stove and saute it and have fresh garlic. You know, you could put garlic into the ice cube. So many things that you could do to make life easier for yourself for cooking. Do that.
Nice. Yes. And I see Shelly, you have your hand up. You want to say anything?
Hi, I just have a question. Did you add the red pepper flakes and the black pepper in both the vinaigrette and the salad, or you
Probably.
just did it in one?
I think I added this to the dressing, the red pepper fix, and here, but the black pepper, I think I only added it here. But you can do it in both. Whatever you like it.
Okay,
I like
okay,
I like the effect of putting the black pepper directly onto the salad as I'm eating it. It just
okay.
something for me. But
All
yeah,
right,
whatever you want.
thank you.
Welcome. I
I
have go.
Karen, I just want to jump in at this time just to give a poll because I know
Sure.
sometimes when we get closer to the end, we start losing people. So we don't want to lose anybody. We want to hear what you thought of today's series or cooking demo. So the first question in the poll is how would you rate the overall quality of this program? And again, your input is so important because of you, we changed up the cooking demo and we have a sous chef and we are asking for volunteers. So please, in the chat, put your name if it's something that you think you would want to do for future sessions. But for the time being, we just want to hear what's the quality of this program to you. Thank you.
Cool.
I know not everybody can answer the poll, so I'm going to just hold it up for a few more minutes or seconds, I should say. And then I have one additional poll, and that's we want to hear, is this a recipe that you would typically do at home? So I'm going to give a few more seconds to get the last few of you to respond.
I
And
don't
thank
see the
you.
poll.
Repeat that.
I don't see the poll.
Does everybody else see the poll? I know people are answering. Ooh,
I answered one question and then it closed.
okay.
Yeah, there was just one poll.
So I'm going to do the next one now. So I want to say thank you for that. So let me close that and let me send the second poll. All right, let me go back and then I'm going to do second poll launch.
Ooh.
All right, this is the second poll. Hopefully everybody's seen this one. Do you think you would try this recipe at home? And based on the feedback in the chat, there's quite a few who would, but let's see what the poll says. All right, thank you ever so much. Again, this information is very helpful because it enables us to make changes if needed going forward.
And I'm so excited to see that Shelly volunteered to potentially be
Yeah.
the next sous chef.
Oh, thank you,
love it.
Shelley.
You're Shelly. Imani, we want to see you here too. What you doing? She's usually
Yeah.
the chef on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm sure. No, I will try these recipes at home, but to do
Oh.
it in front of everybody.
You don't have to do it with us. You do the role that Tatiana did today, where you are talking about the recipe. You're asking questions that are in the chat. You're being my sous chef without the cooking.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can handle that.
Can you do that?
I think you'd be perfect, Shelly. I think you'd be perfect
Right?
for it.
Do it,
Along
chef.
with Amani. Amani did mention that she used to follow Beautifully Fed during the COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
So the virtual classes were in the evening. Now they're in the afternoon. So she stopped being able to attend, but she would always register. But she was glad that she was able to join today's session.
I'm glad she was too. This is our first time doing it on a Friday afternoon, so glad you guys can come. Really, really, really excited. Sharona, thank you for being on camera with us. And Stacy, what are you guys thinking of it? Will you make this? Have you had a watermelon salad or watermelon juice that you like? Talk to me. No? You don't want to talk
And
to me?
just before we close out, I do want to share a little bit of information and then we definitely can open it up for further discussions regarding some upcoming programs that Workwell will be hosting. And we always like to keep you updated and let you know what's going on with our calendar. So next month, it's hard to believe we're actually heading into August, but next month, August 14th at 1 p.m., we're actually having a worksite flu clinic 2025 orientation. So it is coming to that time of the year when we want to protect ourselves. So want to help fight flu at your work site this season? You can join WorkWell NYC for an orientation session and to learn how you can bring the flu clinics to where you work. We will talk about the requirements for booking a worksite clinic, strategies for having a successful clinic, and tips and tricks for maximizing participation. And then on August 19th at 1 p.m., we're going to have Bites on a Budget. As we all know, we cook. We're all here today. We know that the cost of ingredients can appear expensive sometimes. So we're going to have a nutritionist who can guide us into optimizing our spending on foods without us necessarily having to break our budget. So that is a webinar that will be August 19th at 1. And as always, we want you to stay in contact with us, maybe sign up to be a part of our mailing list so that you will be the first to receive all this information. And I see Shelley with her camera out. Just want to let you know I will be sending the slide deck in addition to the recipes following. So you'll get all this information. And lastly, there's many ways for you to stay in contact with Workwhile NYC. So whatever's easier for you, it may be through email, through LinkedIn, for Instagram, many ways for you to stay in contact with us. So please reach out. We definitely want to hear from you so we can stay connected.
Yes, yes, yes. One other thing I wanted to show you guys, there's something that we're looking to add to the recipes that we offer to the Workwell Ambassador Series. So I don't know if you guys all know that in addition to these classes that we do online, we also come to different workspaces to do classes there in person. And I am your virtual Karen. Hi. And I got a in real person IRL Karen, no joke, in New York, who does the classes in person. And so if your worksite would like to have us come, please let Brenda know and we'll do it. And we've got a series of recipes that we've been working through for the last like 3 or 4 years. And so we're finally getting ready to update them. And one of the things I'm going to add is I want it to be dishes that you can make from home at home and bring them to work that are easy to do and allow you to nourish your bodies at work, right? So this salad is because it was really popular a couple of years ago where they did salads in a jar. So the idea, the principle behind salads in a jar is you put the wet ingredients in the bottom and then your fresh crisp salad is at the very top along with any herbs or cheese or whatever. So that's what I did here. I just added the watermelon, I added my balsamic vinegar to it, then I added the arugula, I got my cheese on top there. Can you see it? And then you take this to work and you put it into a pretty bowl with your fork and you enjoy. Who knew? Look at that. Easy, easy. So just a little tip. Also, something I like to do is I'll make my own. These is jars that would have like olives or capers in it or something. I love them because they're tall and they're sexy to me, whatever. And so I will put my vinaigrette in something like this and then bring it to work when I actually work someplace. And then I would pour it over. And just the idea of like assembling a meal feels very nourishing to me, even if you're at a workplace. So something to consider taking on is what I want to encourage you with. So yeah, so this will be a recipe that we offer to the Work Well Ambassador Series. So enjoy. And thanks for being here, you guys. Oh, one more thing I want to share. I mentioned about food and dressing. So I said, just like you don't want to go into your kitchen to make something when you're hungry because you're just going to be mad, there are people who don't enjoy shopping and like shopping for clothes and stuff. And that just, it doesn't compute. It's like, who doesn't enjoy shopping for clothes? But then I realized that there are people who only will go shopping for something when you need it for the wedding and you got the thing tonight and you're like, well, no freaking wonder. Like, don't do that. Like, because the pressure is real and you're less likely to find what you want when you're like looking for it the night of or the weekend before, whatever. So I encourage people go with a friend who actually likes to shop. Go there before you need a thing and just be in the space of looking and identifying things. And then when it's time to, dress for the wedding, shop in your closet. Like you're bound. And even those of you who say, I don't have anything to wear, shop your closet. Because I'm sure there are those of you who still have price tags on things, which also does not compute for me. Because if I buy it, I'm wearing it like quickly. I was that kid. Where my mom would say, "You act like you have no clothes. Like you just went shopping. You're wearing everything that's been like." Well, I got to see how it works into my wardrobe, how it fits. So I would just start putting together outfits. Anyway, food, fashion, that's beautifully fed. Welcome to me, and I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Ta-da!
Thank you. And thank you so much, Tatiana, for being
Yes,
the great sous chef. Did
this
an
was
amazing
so fun
job.
with
Thank you
Tatiana.
for having me, guys.
Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you,
Thank you. This
everyone.
was wonderful.
Yeah. Yay. I'm glad,
I
Shelly. Thanks
love
for
it.
being here. Love your green.
Oh, thank you. It's 100 degrees out here.
Honey, stay cool.